Hello, Assalamualaikum. Good evening. Welcome to Ice Chat, Innovation, Change, and Entrepreneurship. This is the second time we live at night. We have a special guest. See you in 5 minutes. Bye. Hi, this is Carol from Ice Chat. Can change management consultants save businesses in the new normal? Check this out. Despite all the tools that we have, the flows, the technique, the processes, I think the new way, living the old way, we use a lot of new tools, modern tools in change management. Why we always fail? Why organizations still struggling? And these are some examples. Can the change management consultants save businesses in the new normal post-COVID?
Hooray! Make way for the little furry.
Can the change management professional save the business? Find out in Ice Chat.
What this organization desperately needs is change. Easily erasable. Camlin whiteboard markers.
Hello, welcome back. We have a special guest tonight. We have Uncle Bas. Hello, Assalamualaikum Uncle Bas.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Apa
Terima
khabar?
kasih,
How are you?
Carol.
Sama-sama. So thanks for joining us tonight. I'm glad that we dapat good coverage for tonight. Better than our testing earlier. This is good.
Voice okay.
Very good. Well done. Well
Okay.
done.
Then
Nice.
I don't need to use the
Yeah.
earphones
The
microphone.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We can just maintain with this. All right, Uncle. Let's get straight to the jugular. I'll get to the point. So post pandemic, what do you foresee? And before that, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself. A little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Okay. I've been in the more on the project management and program management in the past 15 years or more than 15 years. But of recent, I would say that 10 years back, I've been involved in the recovering project where I discover there are territory that I can venture deeply, particularly in the change management. Because when we are getting done with the programs and the project, there are benefits to be realized. So I've been working with some consulting companies.
Right.
At present, I'm with one consulting company from the UK and doing projects specifically on the change management with utility organization in Malaysia.
Right. Well, it's so great that to have you on board tonight, because just for the benefit for the audience, just to know, I used to work along with Uncle Bas. I think about a decade ago. He was the
Yeah.
CEO. He was a legend. I mean, everywhere I go in the company, we'll talk about Uncle Bas. So I know him quite well in terms of the way he approaches situations. Right. Now, post pandemic, what do you foresee the challenges of the business and your thoughts about this?
Okay, first of all, thank you for having me. I would say that this is the best opportunity for me to promote change management subject, because change management, in my opinion, has been a neglected subject. Dia agak ketinggalan sikit. When people talk about project management, there's so many people involved and there's so many discussion about it. So when it comes to change management, people tend to play it low, and unfortunately, we are in this pandemic where everybody, literally everybody, is being enforced to experience the change. To this scale, and I would say that people's mindset from the public at large plus the organization, so they have no choice but to accept what could do in order to adapt themselves to the impact that the COVID-19 has imposed on everyone.
Right. So in terms of for business, right? We know that business always susceptible to change, and COVID post-pandemic, of course, it is not just Malaysia change; it's global, right?
Yeah.
So from your experience, the things that you work on now, and your experience, what should be something that organizations should be looking at or expect post-pandemic situation in terms of change?
Okay. When we talk about change, specifically about post-pandemic, this is just something that happened right now. Prior to this, we already have change at a global scale, namely industrial revolution. For decades, for centuries, it's already been there. Right. So change is not something new. But with this pandemic, one thing that I've seen that the adoption of the digitalization, for example, is being expedited. Everybody has been forced to learn to do things differently, and particularly is also about human behavior against change. And now a lot of people has a negative, I would say, that response to a change because of this is a psychology within people. But now issues like trust, for example, from the organization, working from home. In the past few years, people talk about it, but it's just being brushed out to the side. And people are saying that we are not ready for it. We are not we are not the same like people in the West or in the Europe. Now when the COVID comes and arrests the whole world, it's just like everybody is accepting. From the people, everyone, the way you buy things, how you can work from home, and the bosses start accepting and allowing people to work from home. And I don't think that we're going to go back to the past, even though that we are open up the MCO back to recovery, for example, like now in the recovery MCO. But I think in the future there will be a substantial people who do not need to be in the office will be allowed to work from home. So that is already one set of change that will be experienced by the people.
Right. Good. I think you brought up two interesting things. Number one is digital, right? Digitalization, IT, tech. I agree with you. Even before COVID, people have been talking about it. But of course, with COVID, there's a major force going into it. Yeah. So digital, I know it's just a buzzword. It's been around for a long time. And with COVID, do you see this adoption? I mean, would company go and buy a shopping spree tag, kita nak digital ni, jom beli, and then bawa balik, what happened. So is that the right thing to do from change management perspective, particularly on digital? What's your thought about this?
All right, so for the subject that we are discussing today, I think we want to focus for the large organization.
Yes.
For small organization, going digital, they can move very fast. They can also drop it very fast. But for large organization, we go back 3-4 years back. We already seen the new role being created in the large organization. For example, like chief digital officer, chief transformation department, strategic department, that kind of thing. It's already been there. But in terms of the implementation, in terms of adopting it and enforce it, I think the pace is not as much as we expected, because we tend to see what is happening on the other side of the world. Okay? But now, today, we are going to really applying, enforce the governance, the role that we created for those transformation and everything is playing their role clearly. If they're not performing, I would say that the business owner, the executive management will look into the qualified people who actually take up that role and push that initiative and get the transformation done in line with the vision or the strategic objective of the organization. So that is how initiative takes place. It starts with the chief strategists, namely like the CEO, the business owners. So they start with vision. They are the number one.
Right.
Once they have that vision, knowing that they need to survive or they need to grow or they need to expand their business, so they have this vision. Then from that, it trickles down to a set of programs that they need to do in order to achieve that objective. That programs need professionals.
All right.
It can be a big program, it can be projects, it can be initiatives. So you need professional to run it.
Right.
So that is when the professionals, project managers, or the change leaders, the change manager, professional comes in and do things, manage that, ensure that the intended benefits can be realized. Okay.
Right. Right.
So,
but Uncle Bas, there's a question. What is change management actually?
What is change management?
Yeah, what is it actually, and what's the impact of change management to the organization? Because I mean, like you said, now change is continuous, right? But what is it actually? I mean, why we need it? Is it necessary?
Obviously, it is necessary because I mean, I can continue from where I spoke earlier. When you have programs, being defined by a business case, so there are things that need to be done. In order for you to get those things done, and the reason for this thing to be done is because you want to produce something. You need to come up with a product. You are creating new services, for example. You are improving your processes. You are putting in new tools. You are putting in technologies. So these are input for the changes. So people need to respond to that. You need to use new product. You need to apply a new process. So if you are not managing the change, because of people are resistant to a change, you need to manage it, because there are people who are not aware about the intention of doing things. Why the new system comes to the picture. So when people are confused, they have this resistance. So this is where change management professional use the right set of framework, and then apply those aspect on how to address people who are confused, how to address the people who are really interested because the change has an impact to their workload, change has an impact to their performance. So there are different set of people who get impacted by this change. So you need a change management professional to manage that.
You keep saying, Uncle Bas, you keep saying we need a change management professional. But who are these people? I mean, do you see the one that is currently doing their role are not professional? I mean, how do you define professional? Can you maybe help explain
Yeah,
that?
that is very interesting. I started as an accidental project manager, like 25 years ago. You know,
Right.
you have a title, you have a role, project manager, and become an accidental project manager. Then you
Right.
start learning from those mistakes, and then you acquire knowledge through experience from your trainings, and then you become like a professional project manager because you have the knowledge, you have the right set of framework that has been established by practitioners and scholars in that subject. And then you have the experience dealing with different type of projects, and similarly goes with the change management industry, you know. And then like 10 years ago, I was exposed to this change management as an accidental change manager.
Right.
Then I realized that I'm going through the same cycle. And then I acquire the knowledge. I need to study about what is the right set of framework. And now there is a change management institute that has this a framework and also a guide, a practitioner guide, covering the knowledge areas in change management. There are other consulting companies who come up with their own set of framework, but at the end of the day, it's about the same thing. It's about almost the same thing. So you can talk about Cotters, you can talk about EDCA, you can talk about whatever
Proci,
McKinsey or whatsoever.
Proci. There's another one popular is Proci. Proci. How do you pronounce it?
They call it ProSci, you know,
ProSci.
professional
ProSci.
science, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, good point that you mentioned that we have all these tools. But with due respect, Uncle Bas, with due respect, I mean, with all this knowledge that we have, processes, experiences, talent, skills, awareness, but why a lot of transformation, change fail? No, I'm not referring to only local companies. As part of my research doing this, I've seen a lot of major failure in Nike, SAP, very big company, millions and millions of dollars. And you also, I remember, shared with me some stories some years ago. So why is that? What are the pitfalls? And this come back to our main topic. Can change management professionals save this or not?
Okay, that is subjective, you know, because change the situation itself is varies, you know. You need to assess the situation. Even for a change, what sort of change that we're looking at? Is that the change for as a result of the project? Is it the change because of you have a large portfolio? Is it the change that is impacting the whole organization? So these are the things. And why change fail, for example? I do not have solid statistic, but people have been talking about it. And I do not want to use that as something that, you know, to be spoken over any conversation. People talk about like 70% that project fails because of this and that. But I would say that generally, from my experience, yes, I've seen that project could be successful, can be completed, but the real benefit is not accomplished as per what being said at the very beginning. You know, so this is where people describe that, you know, from a certain angle that it is a failure because they don't get the return that they want. Yeah. Why it happening? Because I would say that on top of the experience that you have, there are other experience that being you know, learned by the other practitioner over many years, and that's how they compile this framework.
Right.
It is not something that is rigid that you must follow every single thing, but there are things that you cannot simply push aside. And most of the projects or the programs that been you know, will fail or described as not giving the real benefit. Sometimes it's because of the missing of the fundamentals.
Right.
My experience, I would say that 95% project that I've seen that is not performing well, when I ask the first question, where is the project charter, for example?
Oh, that's very basic,
Very basic. That is the
Yeah.
number one thing.
Yeah,
Where is the
yeah,
project charter? Everybody
Yeah.
learned this and everybody knows this. So when we come
Yeah.
to applying that,
yeah,
it is not there. People can say,
Right.
yeah, we have it somewhere in that notebook, in that particular file, folder or whatsoever. When you ask for the project charter, is not there. You go for the second item. Yeah. Where is the stakeholder register? Where is the stakeholder list? Because this is where you use as a reference for you to do the engagement. Whether
Right.
it's the program, whether it's in the change initiative, whether it's in the organizational development, whatever.
Right.
You need to know your stakeholder.
Right.
And if you
No,
don't
are you saying based on this experience statistics that you brought up, are this because of the people who are managing that projects are not professional, they are not qualified or certificated, or is it more of other issues that you observe?
Professional is not about they have the certification.
Okay, that's a good
Professional
point.
is about they
Okay.
doing the right thing and
Right.
able to apply that, and
Right.
they're really holding to that, a good practice
Mm.
for that particular job.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
when you got paid to do something,
Mm. Mm.
you got paid by someone, your
Mm.
client, for example,
Right.
which wants you to do the job. But at the end of the day, when you want them to participate and they are running away, for example, because they're not putting the right priority onto that, and you simply give in,
Mm.
then you become like, if you were to wrongly engage them or put some kind of, the way you talk to them or whatsoever,
Yeah.
if you take it, if they take it wrongly, you can lose your business, you can lose your project,
Right.
so
Right.
that's why you need certain skill set. There is
Right.
psychology behind it. So
Right.
that's why in the change management or in program management, there is a knowledge areas on the stakeholder engagement. So this is where the experience comes in, using the right techniques and the right
Right.
tools. How are you going to engage with the C-levels, for example? How are
Right.
you going to engage with the middle management? Do you understand their concern, their resistance?
Right. Right. Okay. Talking about this, Uncle Bas, do you think companies allocate enough resources or not, money, people, and needs to make sure the project off the ground? Do you think they or maybe like authority, for the CM or project manager to do their job or not?
I would say the foundation of it is the leadership style, the maturity level. When they want to, when they have a vision, they want to do something. I think they know what they want to have, because they feel that everything can be done with, as simple as what they think. Nobody is advising them, so they would simply get those things done by someone else. Okay. And this is where the engagement must take place, because you need to convince your sponsor that you need to have sufficient budget. They know what needs to be done, but sometimes they don't believe that they need to put that sufficient priority to them. So there is I would say that awareness or educating, what is the softer words to educate C-level people? How do you get them to see that there is you need a certain budget. Budget is just a means to do something. You need resources.
Right.
You need the right people to do it. You need enough time.
Right.
You need to have the governance.
Right.
You
Right.
need to
For
have
you,
certain roles.
okay. For you, Uncle Bas, right? You've been in the organization, you run projects, and now you are an external consultant that run projects for them. So, what's the difference between the two in terms of achieving the objective of the projects?
Being external consultant, you are bound to the scope of the project. You are bound to the scope of the services. Yeah. So you can provide all the advisory or a recommendation to them. You come up with a proper study and report. You present it to them. At the end of the day, the decision is theirs. Okay. So that is the role of consultant. And sometimes when the result is not really, I would say that when the client don't get what they want at the end of the day, they have the tendency to think that the consultant has cheated them, in a way.
Yeah.
So
I've been
that
there.
can be very challenging. So
Right.
you need to. That's why when I'm saying that we need to establish the scope, we need to see the charter, we need to see the business case. That is another thing, business case. They really need to see that. Sometimes
Right.
when you get involved in the projects or in any initiative, in any program, you've never seen the business case.
Right.
So,
Right.
If you have the enough experience, so you need to talk to these people, because certain client, they do not want to share the business case because that is confidential for them.
Right. Right.
But you can ask nicely and how you can get citing of that business case, because that states the intended outcome. The objective is there,
Right.
the high level.
Right.
This is where you can align, and then you know how to engage with them and performing your work towards whatever that they want.
Right.
Because trust me, whatever project that you're doing, at the end of the day, one day, at the highest level, will be asking the middle managers or the chief or whoever that leading the project, what is the benefit? Tell
Right.
me where is the return of investment.
Right.
You do not want to be caught off guard until the project is already done and you are not measuring this benefit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you just want to do that towards the end of the project, in the final 1 month, I
Right.
would say it's going to be very difficult for you to want to quantify the benefit. The other thing, if project is not being aligned, you have the tendency to manipulate your outcome,
Right.
just tailor back to the whatever bosses want.
Right. That's right.
So that
That's
is
that's part of the challenge. I agree with you. Okay, Uncle Bas, you gave me something just now. I want to flesh out that in the screen, which is the practice guide tool, change management navigation map. I'm showing it now. Can you tell us what this is, and for the benefit of the audience?
it's already on the screen, right?
Yeah, already on the
That
screen.
is
Yes.
also I have it at the back. Okay, this is something that whatever that I have learned, whatever that I have experienced, what I have studied and whatsoever on
Right.
the change management, I believe that this is my standard tools that I'm using to make sure that I don't miss all these fundamental strategic planning and also planning for the change activities. So I
Okay.
always start with having the strategy. Having the strategy, I will present the strategy to the client to make sure that they agree with the strategy. So strategy can consist of the framework, can
Right.
consist of methodology. How do you look at the situation, where you are now, where you want to go? Then you apply those strategies. This is not rigid. You can apply a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once that is done on the strategy, I know that I need to work out a plan.
Okay.
So in change management, there are so many knowledge areas. You can come up with like more than 10 different plans, as part
Okay.
of the change management plan.
Right.
But at least you must have benefits management plan, for example, because you need
Right.
to align the outcome of the program to the vision. And then you
Right.
need to have the resource management plan. You cannot run away from this. You must know
Right.
how much resources that you're planning on your side and how much resources that you need from the client, because you need to work together with them. So you must
Right.
have that plan. So you can work those plan progressively. So if you see that second column is all about the plan, the stakeholder
Yeah.
engagement and the communication plan. Very important. So training management plan. That is the knowledge, giving the knowledge to the stakeholders, whoever that needs to know about the new way of doing things, how to administer their processes, their system, those kind. And then we need to also look into the risks and issues management plan. And so, not least is the transition.
Okay.
Because once the project is done, you have, for example, like come up with the outcomes. You want to make sure all those changes are sustainable. Meaning to say that there must be a recipient to this new process, recipient of this new system, new way of doing work. It needs to be transited to a new recipient. It can be a new department. It can be existing department that having the defined as the functional role to take up that.
Okay, so, Uncle Bas. Okay, let's say you are given a free hand, right? A free hand to run a project. Let's say the CEO said, which very difficult for you to get. Okay, Bas, I give you a free hand. Top 3 priority. What would it be as a change management professional? What would you do? Post pandemic.
If you're saying okay. I would say number 1, I need the commitment from the sponsor. I need to have a direct access to the sponsor because it's very important, because this is where I can engage with the person to make sure that he understands that the vision that he puts in is very important for the survival of the company or for the growth of the company. And therefore, I need to ensure that I have sufficient resources. That could be the first, to establish what is the budget for my change management. I do not want that when it comes to negotiation in a particular initiative or a program, change management probably the first component that they want to get rid of.
I thought this one okay. This one I nak interject sikit. I totally agree with you. Most of the time, this is the smallest budget. You buat lah apa-apa boleh asalkan.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, you know what happened to the change management? It's only about training.
Training, that's right.
That's it.
Spot on. Yes.
It's only about training.
Yes.
If they want to go a little bit bigger, they come out with the awareness. Meaning to say that you come out with bulletins like once a month or whatsoever. Then you have a bulletin, and then you have a training. That's it.
Right.
So that is a change management.
Right. Which is not.
Other things.
Yeah. That's right. Okay. So the second one, what would it be? Second one.
So I need to make sure that the team that I'm having is having the right capability. Meaning to say that I need to have a set of people that is ready with the knowledge, and I also need to have a plan to actually build their capability, so that it is the knowledge on that particular subject would be there. Then we can also transfer this knowledge to whoever that is within that change community, because change would continue. There will be a new cycle of the change in the future, and we do not want to lose these resources going somewhere. And I've seen in some organization, they have certified change management practitioner, for example, but simply because there's I would say that they don't appreciate this value. They transfer this person somewhere else, and the knowledge goes with that person. And whatever competency that you have in that organization, even though it still remain in the organization, but it's not seen, it's not used. So that is another thing. So thirdly, I would say that I would really want to achieve the objective. I really need to understand the intended benefits. Then I will make sure that the overall delivery of the programs or the initiative, it has a traceability, so that we come up with the final outcome that really match the expectation of the sponsors. So
Right.
I would want to do that, and I would say that the whole change process is complete, because
Right.
we get the job done all the way to the benefits, and then we have the resources that would be able to carry through to the subsequent change that might happen in that particular organization.
So these people with capabilities, Uncle Bas, are you referring to internal people or external consultant like you? Capabilities wise.
Okay, there are two things about it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, change management professional is very scarce, meaning to say that there are not many of them, whether it's in the client's organization or in the consulting.
So it's a good.
I
Do you
would
think
say
it's a
that
good opportunity? A good opportunity for people to get into this change management professional thing?
I would say that very good opportunity, because
Wow. Okay.
especially for project managers, if you need to acquire your key, some advantage over, in the market, you need to have. I would say that there is a term called triple threat project management.
Okay. Right.
Project management, change management, and business analysis. These three
Alright.
things, if you can master these three things,
Mm.
then you will be very successful.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the third one you mentioned about having some good process, right? Traceability so that you can realize the project objectives. All right. My next question: change management certification. All right. I mean, is this really necessary for people to get into this? Like you say just now, early on you accidentally bump into it and you become very successful now. So is this necessary to have?
It should be part of the career. I would say that it should be part of the your knowledge track. Getting a credential is very important.
Right.
But you can start from being an accidental change management person, and then you can acquire your knowledge, and then you start learning, and you need to get this credential, because the credential is very important, especially if you want to put yourself, if you need to convince, earn respect from the senior management, then you need to have that credential.
All right.
But that is not necessarily for you to be able to perform,
Right.
because credential only telling the world that this guy having some minimum understanding about the knowledge. It's not the maximum understanding of the knowledge. It's a minimum,
Right. Right.
So that is what the credential is.
Right.
But I would say that change leaders should know all these knowledge areas, should understand the framework, should understand the psychology of human behavior, should understand how organizations maturity on change, and what is the leadership style, for example, because you are dealing with these people.
Right. Right. Yeah, because I think with certification, you also give the person some standards of what needs to be covered, what should be the scope, and these are global standards. Talking about certifications, right? Okay, what do you consider? I want to ask very straight, business talk. What do you consider a good pay for a good CM? It's money talk.
Okay,
Money talk. Yeah.
Because change management is not popular. I would say that nobody give so much attention to the premium pay on the change management, except for the consultants from the big organization. So they're making good money. I wish to have a similar range, just like the project management team. For example, that if you are an accidental change manager, probably you should start from 3 to 5K. Yeah. And
Per
then
month. Per month.
Yeah, per month.
All right.
If you have the exposure as a change manager, then you can qualify in the band of 6 to 8K. Once you become an experienced change manager, plus your credential, you can play around 9 to 12. You know, that is the first level of credential. You go for practitioner credential, you can go between 13 to 20. Anything beyond that, that is because you have the wisdom. That is because you lose more hair,
Yeah, like you.
and because you have a gray hair. You know, then you can sell yourself.
Right.
Because beyond 20K is about selling value. You know, selling value to the client.
Right.
So
Wow,
that is
this
totally
is
different game.
yeah, good. I think we get a good sense of the package. I think it's which is I think is quite good in terms of especially in the band of 9K to onwards 20K. But do you see a change management professional become a director in a company managing project, or it is more using a consultant, more like it?
For now, because again, this is a case of the large organization who needs the change management professional.
Right.
They have the money and they have the capacity, and they want things fast. In order for them to get the set of people that meet that expectation, the only resources will come from the consulting companies.
Right.
And I would say that especially in Malaysia, the local are very, very, very few. You know, you can see that the job offering is coming around the same people. You know, and if not, it will be taken up by the international companies, consulting companies, and I suppose that they are harvesting it.
Right.
So I wish that there's more locals get involved into the change management, and for those people who are already in the track of project management, it's very easy for them to move into change management. It's almost similar. It's almost similar. You know?
Right. Those people in the project management, yeah, you mentioned this.
Yes. So if they're not acquiring, if they have not acquired the project management certification, for example, they can straight away go into the change management certification.
Right.
They should be qualified to do that. But if they already have the project management certification, you add change management certification, professional certification, then they can really make a good career.
Okay, Gabas, now we overrun by 10 minutes now. Your final thoughts for people outside there, existing existing CM, aspiring CM. What are your thoughts? Your advice to them?
I have one very this advice, generic advice that I give to almost everyone. You know, regardless of whether change management or project management. I remember something that people talk about ASK, right?
Yeah.
So we talk about knowledge just now. We talk about skills. Yeah. We talk about skills, and I would say that above all is attitude. You know.
Right. Okay.
Yes, knowledge is power. Skill is probably the king or whatsoever. But I would say that attitude is everything. And if you understand that there are potential in this particular territory, and you are capable, why not, take this opportunity and serve the industry? We can do this, because the requirement for change management has been there since a long time ago, and it will not. It will remain there. It's always there.
Right.
So the opportunity is there. It just needs individual. Please, It's a lot of opportunity.
Okay. So first one is attitude. SK, you have
ASK, the ask, knowledge, skill. I'm reading it backwards.
Oh, backwards. Okay, so attitude, skills, and knowledge. Yeah.
Because we talk about knowledge just now. We talk about skills, the experience.
Right.
But I would say that
attitude.
The one that is not being discussed is the attitude. But that is everything.
Right. So talking about attitude, right? Just quickly before I wrap up here, So what do you see the progressive attitude look like? How does the progressive attitude look like for a CM professional?
Progressive attitude.
I mean,
I would say that
we talk about people without attitude. I don't want to touch without attitude. I want to talk. How does this good attitude ataupun yang progress ni, yang kalau you sebagai experienced CM, experienced PM, you cakap, oh budak ni attitude dia bagus tak? So how does this person look like? Cerita sikit.
I mean, I want someone who's taking charge.
Hmm.
Taking charge, because a lot of frustration in the industry. Be it, I very commonly would mention about change management and project management, because I've been involved in these two areas. You know, the common frustration that they have is people are hiring qualified people, so-called qualified people with credentials. When they go into a project, they take a back seat. They are not taking charge. They are not putting a step forward. So basically, there's no impact. You know.
Right.
So this is where we need to make sure that those who has earned knowledge, those who think that already have the skills, please have the right attitude and take charge, take the leadership, drive the team, drive the client, because at the end of the day, if you put yourself as the leading consultant, they want you to drive them.
Yes.
But if you keep listening from the client, then that is where the frustrations comes in.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So
okay.
I would say that is the progressive attitude that I would expect from people who want to really move their levels in this profession.
Good. Okay, good. So in other words, just to wrap up our session, answer the questions. Do you think can the change management professionals save businesses in the new normal? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Great. No. Tepuk sikit. Right. So good. Thanks so much, Uncle Bas. I think it's been a wonderful share. I know it's a bit short, but there's so much to share. Probably we can call you again. Maybe we talk about some of the frameworks that a bit more detail about what you do, and that could be a next session. And we'll see how it goes. Thanks so much for joining Ice Chat. I know you're a very busy person. I'm glad that we're able to reconnect back again. Let's not this be the last. Okay. Thank you, Uncle Bas. Assalamualaikum. Thank you. Bye. See you again. All right, great. That's guys. That is Uncle Bas. Uncle Bas from on change management. Right. So this is an important topic. That's why we brought this up. We talk about a few things on change management. Not just about a body of knowledge. It is also about attitude, skills, and also knowledge, right? So some of the things that Uncle Bas said just now is to get more locals involved in the business of change management. It could be either as an external consultant, or you can provide this as you're working in a company, because he also talked about the pay scales now, which is a good deal in the post-pandemic situation. 3 to 5K for executive, 5 to 8 for mid manager, a bit more senior 9 to 12, beyond 20, mostly those are probably external consultants. But these are again some of the good points. He mentioned about the mastery of the CM, change management, project management, and business analyst. These are another 3 main skills. So I look forward for the next session. We have one more next week. I keep it secret for a while. I'm finding tune the guests, and I hope to see you. Stay, like, and follow our page so that you can always be connected. So if you have any interesting topic you like us to cover, let us know as well. See you again. Thank you very much. Bye. Have a good weekend.